airplane at the departure end of the runway. That's why you have to go flying. You can't stop in the runway remaining, but he has to in this case because he can't get the airplane airborne. At the departure end of the runway, the pilot veered the aircraft to the right of centerline. The airplane departed the runway surface and impacted the fences. Examination of the elevator trim system revealed that it was at 12 degrees out of trim in the nose down direction. Probable cause, the anomalous elevator trim system and the pilot failure to note the improper setting prior to takeoff. That was pilot error. The nose trim was dialed all the way down. The pilot didn't catch it. He tries to pull the airplane off the ground. It won't go flying because the nose trim is telling it to go down. What is trim? All right. All of the surfaces on the airplane, the ailerons, the rudder, and the elevators at the back are big surfaces, and on all of them there is a little surface that kind of fine-tunes the big surface. If you're old enough to remember old TVs that you had to fine-tune or a radio that you had to fine-tune to get rid of the static, that's exactly what it is. It's fine-tuning that big surface so you're not moving that big old rudder all the time, you know, for little bitty incremental changes. So that rudder trim, and most of the trim is right here, or it's right here for the pilot. Some of it's on the yoke, it's electric. They can fine-tune those bigger surfaces. The elevator trim had been dialed all the way down. The pilot didn't notice it. That's why he couldn't get the airplane off the ground. That was pilot error. Now, the one you've been waiting for, okay? This one is an in-flight mechanical failure from back in June of 2007. It's from Milwaukee, Wisconsin. It's a Cessna 550 on June 4th, 2007, about 4 o'clock in the afternoon. A Cessna Citation 550 impacted Lake Michigan shortly after departure from General Mitchell International Airport, Milwaukee, Wisconsin. The 2 pilots and 4 passengers were killed and the airplane was destroyed. Next paragraph. The National Transportation Safety Board determined that the probable cause of this accident was the pilot's mismanagement of an abnormal flight control system through improper actions, including failing to control airspeed and to prioritize control of the airplane and lack of crew coordination. So the first thing they go after always is the pilots, right? Wasn't enough crew coordination. They didn't, you know, prioritize flying the airplane. That's why in the airlines, they teach us to break the startle effect by saying, my aircraft. When you say my aircraft, that starts the flow of the pilot monitoring now gets the checklist out and is assisting whoever it is that's flying the airplane. It sounds to me here like they got wrapped up in the problem and they stopped flying the airplane. It goes on. Contributing to the accident were Marlin Air's operational safety deficiencies, including the inadequate check rides administered by Marlin Air's chief pilot or check airman,